Imagine a natural wonder that covers over 1 million square kilometres, a space bigger than Germany and France combined. This amazing resource, made up of rivers, wetlands, lakes and floodplains, provides water to more than 3 million people. Water for drinking, for farming, for business, industry, tourism, recreation and First Nations culture. Spanning roughly 14% of Australia's landmass, this region provides about 40% of our food and fibre. It's the location for game-changing infrastructure projects which have provided water, power and food security to generations. It's also a rich and precious life support system for an array of animals, birds, fish and plant life. As the many dozens of First Nations who've called this area home for tens of thousands of years know, this place is special. One that should be cared for. This is Australia's Murray-Darling Basin. I'm here at the great mouth of the River Murray, the place where the waterways from the Murray-Darling Basin empty into the Southern Ocean off Adelaide. Some of this water has come all the way from Queensland, crossing state borders on its way. The spread of rivers across state lines and jurisdictions has been the source of much controversy in the basin's colourful modern history. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's start at the very beginning. The Murray-Darling Basin is Australia's largest river system, named for its two major rivers. The basin covers parts of Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia, and the entire Australian Capital Territory. This vast region comprises the Murray, the Darling, and more than 20 other major rivers. Together, these rivers cover 77,000 kilometres, spreading out across flat plains that lie not far above sea level. The Darling River, known as the Barker by the traditional owners of the Barkindji Nation in far west New South Wales, begins at the Barwon River near Bourke. From here, it flows across the semi-arid plains of western New South Wales via the Menindee Lakes, a series of natural lakes that have been altered to improve water storage. The Murray, meanwhile, rises near Mount Kosciuszko in the Snowy Mountains southwest of Canberra. It then makes a long journey to the northwest, defining the border of New South Wales and Victoria. At 2,508 kilometres, this is Australia's longest river. Almost 2,000 kilometres is navigable, which makes it the third longest navigable river on Earth after the Amazon and the Nile. It passes through multiple Indigenous nations and therefore has many Indigenous names, including Murundi, Dungala, Milawa and Indi. On her journey west, the Murray collects her little sister, the Darling, at Wentworth near Mildura. The Darling contributes an average of about 8% to the volume of the Murray, which then flows into South Australia before taking a hard left to eventually reach the Southern Ocean near Adelaide. The important thing to know about the basin is that it has a unique topography, and this determines how its waterways behave. Bordered by mountain ranges in the east, but otherwise mostly flat, it's more like a dinner plate than a basin. That means most of the basin's waterways are slow-moving and dependent on rainfall, which can fluctuate wildly in southeast Australia. This natural weather variability means water levels, notably in the Darling River, have always been irregular. And that's before we start to factor in climate change. Guided by traditional law and custom, First Nations people have long worked to protect and conserve basin environments in order to maintain balance. By the 19th century, this balance was being put to the test by European settlement. We'll see in this series how irrigation and other practices started to put pressure on basin waterways and habitats. But it's important to remember that in the 21st century, the Murray-Darling Basin plays an enormous role in the life and economic health of this nation. From the wheat fields of Roma to the orchards of Sunraysia, produce grown in the basin feeds Australia. Each year, food and crops worth $30 billion are produced here. A whopping 98% of Australian rice, 93% of our cotton, and about 3/4 of our citrus fruit and grapes come from the basin. Much of this produce is exported to other countries, contributing significantly to the national economy. The basin supports more than 8,000 irrigated agriculture businesses, which in turn support more than 2.5 million people in villages, towns, and cities. You could say we humans have created a kind of basin ecosystem of our own. These communities create jobs, businesses, industry, and opportunities for tourism and recreation. Tourists spend up to $15 billion in the basin every year. They come to enjoy the beauty of the varied landscapes, the rivers and the lakes, where fishing, boating, kayaking, and swimming are popular. And of course, all the humans of the Murray-Darling Basin need water for drinking and other personal uses, and to run their farms and businesses. Over time, increased use of water resources by communities, agriculture, and industry, along with challenges such as drought, have reduced the amount of water naturally entering the system, and the basin's health has suffered. What measures have been put in place to ensure this water is shared between the environment and all its users in a sustainable way? And how did we get here? What have been the challenges, the breakthroughs, the highs and lows? The story of this incredible natural resource is intertwined with the story of Australia. From ancient times through European settlement and all the political machinations which have created our modern nation. Dive into this video series and find out more.